Wait, who's gonna start? Wait. Remember I said one of you guys do it?
All right, I got
But
it.
then you
Go.
took a shot.
All right, I'll do it. No.
Oh, you got it.
go ahead,
You know
you
what?
do it.
No.
Yeah, do it.
No. It's time you do it.
All right,
Go ahead.
fine.
Here, do the countdown.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is the Terror Trio. I am one of your hosts, Drew, with...
My name's Buck, and I'm fixing to fuck.
That's Micah. And then we also have...
Damn. Every episode. Oh, yeah, I'm Eugene, by the way. But every episode. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck do you call yourself on your other one? The Raging Cajun or
No, not the Raging
fucking
Cajun.
Coco Beware or some shit?
Coco Nut.
Coco Nut.
Coco Nut.
Coco Beware.
Okay?
Coco. He fucking walks around with a parrot or a parakeet, whatever the fuck it is, on his arm.
The money went to Kamala.
I don't know if it did or not. No, it turned out it did.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Money went to Kamala. There's a long story behind that for another time.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's too inside baseball for me. And probably everybody else that's listening.
Sure.
Hey guys, what's up? Just gonna throw it out there, you know.
Yeah.
So we do have these mics are hot right now.
Oh man, these
People
are
are
so hot.
listening.
Hot potato mics. Guys, the three of us had a chance to see Pet Sematary. So just like the movie Us on our other episode, we are going to wait until after our discussion of the day to get into Pet Sematary, to break it down, critique it, and we got a lot to say about it. I know Drew's on the fence. Eugene,
We have three different opinions.
we have three
differing
different
opinions on the movie.
This might be the first time
Yeah.
that we're all at odds with
I don't
each
know.
other.
I'm pretty regularly Sweden because I can find like the good and bad and all
You're
the shit.
regularly Sweden?
Yeah, it took me a second too. Means
Like
she's
the country?
neutral.
Yeah,
So you're
neutral.
neutral.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm sorry. I don't know where my fucking brain is today.
My name is Speed.
Hey guys, what's up?
Anyway, so yeah, after
Pet Sematary.
you good?
Nope.
All right. After our conversation about what we're talking about today, we will discuss the movie Pet Sematary.
Yes.
Obviously, a fuck ton of spoilers.
Fuck ton.
It's part of the metric system. We
Yeah,
don't
which
use
believe
yet.
it or not, even though this is a remake, there are spoilers.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
some of which you already saw in the trailer anyway,
Yeah.
but guess we'll go
Yeah.
fuck ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about that very much in depth. So again, shit ton of spoilers and warnings we will give you beforehand so you can turn it off if you don't want to know anything.
Don't turn us off.
No.
If
If
you didn't
anything,
see it already, go fuck yourself.
if
Just-
anything, like turn
just-
me on.
What?
Don't turn me off. Turn me on. Like talk dirty to me. Talk to me about like naughty things, Eugene.
Horror Delilah, this is your
I just,
not mine.
yeah, send
Have
it to
I-
Micah's
so-
personal DM.
Did you guys-
Not the group.
Yeah.
You guys check out this is very exciting and I'm super pumped for it. I know it's not live action, but the Addams Family.
Yeah.
The trailer just dropped. And it
Yep.
looks hilarious.
It looks adorable.
Charlize
I already
Yep.
told my sister that I was
Moretz.
taking my niece. So
Oscar Isaac as Gomez, Charlize Theron is in it, who
Mhm.
is surprisingly single.
yeah.
And she is out there. She's putting herself
So
out there saying,
hot.
look,
Yep.
ask me on a fucking date.
It's because guys are fucking intimidated, man.
I'd
be intimidated.
by Charlize Theron.
I
Did
would
you
totally
fucking beating the shit out of everybody in Fury Road
Man.
with one arm.
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
She
so
doesn't
Addams-
age either.
No, she
No,
has
she's-
not.
she's
Right,
a-
she looks
she's
just as
another
good
one
as
of
she
those-
did at 2 Days in the Valley.
She's another one of those Hollywood actresses that made some kind of weird pact with Satan or some kind of higher power.
Along with
And,
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and
Angela
they
Bassett.
definitely feast on blood of the younger virgins. Well, this is done by Greg Tiernan and Conrad Vernon. Those are the guys that worked on Sausage Party, Shrek
movie.
2, which I don't remember liking Shrek 2.
It's when they introduced Puss in Boots. How the
Yeah.
fuck do you not like Shrek 2?
I like Puss in Boots, but I don't know. Shrek 2 was not compared to Shrek 1 and Shrek the Third. Shrek 2 is kind of the
Oh my god, it has
I
the
don't
fairy
know.
godmother that
Yeah.
sings
You're a
fucking
fairy
Bonnie
godmother.
Tyler. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I need a hero.
I mean,
Come
the
on.
beginning, her
All right.
father dies and they play Live and Let Die, and that's kind of sad.
well, I want You know what? No, I don't want that at my funeral.
Sorry,
they,
I know too much about Shrek 2.
They all see, yeah, clearly. Drew has a Shrek tattoo she's hiding. Shrek 2 tattoo on her somewhere. It's the number 2 with the 2 fucking ears on it.
No, I want to do that.
And these guys also did, which I love, Monsters vs. Aliens. This is set for a Halloween release.
Yep.
And yeah, if you haven't watched, I do like the character designs in this too.
Bette Midler's in this?
Bette Midler's in it.
Wow. All right.
Moritz. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people in this.
Yeah, so this is set for a Halloween release.
Awesome.
I know this is definitely something that we'll be doing in October.
Yeah.
Which is also our busiest month of the year.
Are you guys Addams Family fans?
Absolutely.
Both the TV show and the movies?
Yep.
I enjoyed the TV show.
Yeah.
The movies are better than the TV show. Obviously, nothing will top Raul Julia.
Of course.
Yeah.
He was Gomez.
He was
Gomez.
100%.
You watch Street Fighter, it's just Gomez. Gomez in some weird M. Bison cosplay. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I know you guys are too.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're going to go see that one. So we talked a couple episodes ago about The Walking Dead, another Walking Dead spinoff, and about how AMC, there's no end to Walking Dead. They want this to go on for about 10 more fucking years. I found out a little more about it. It's going to be released in 2020. It's a all-female leads.
Yep.
It's going to be the whole strong female thing that's going on in Hollywood now. I guess it's going to start right where the whole apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse kind of picks up. It's going to be in a different part of America. Now, 2 female leads.
What do you mean where the zombie apocalypse first started?
It's going to be. It's going to be when it starts, as opposed to how The Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead.
It's going to be like that. Yeah, I apologize. I know we've talked about.
See,
that before.
I read a different article where it
Really?
said that the 2 protagonists. See, I can pronunciate.
Pronounce.
Is it pronunciate?
It's just pronounce or
Pronounce.
enunciate.
I can pronounce or enunciate.
You pronounce.
I just made up a word.
Look at you.
Nice.
Enunciate.
But I guess the 2 protagonists are 2 female characters that represent the first generation that were born after the apocalypse, after the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, I didn't read that.
So they're like this is the zombie survivors.
So all they know is the
Kids.
apocalypse.
So my guess is that whoever the teenagers are right now on The Walking Dead, it's like that generation.
Okay.
Like Judith, basically.
What I also heard is that they're supposed to be friends. They're tight, but then one kind of takes a different route. Where the one eventually turns evil, like the governor, and the other one's like a Rick Grimes, and they're just at odds with each other. And that's going to be the show. It's the 2 clans or whatever.
Huh.
Which I
Should
mean,
be interesting.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'll watch it.
I'll read about it.
I'm going to watch it.
I'll just read spoilers every day.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
man.
I don't even watch Fear the Walking Dead, so I don't know if I'd even watch it. So I'm lying.
Yeah, we've talked so much about Walking Dead before. I'm kind of over that. But Ari Aster's next film, that's the guy who did Hereditary.
Yep.
From the A24 studio. We talked about this before. Midsummer was set to come out in August.
Yep.
Well, they moved it to July 3rd.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of bummed out because we're gonna be in Yosemite at that time.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be anywhere close to a movie theater, but I mean, sure, we'll catch it when we get back. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it looks extremely unique. It also looks very bright.
Yeah.
And you watch the trailer
Yeah.
for it. It looks bright, looks vibrant, which it doesn't look dark and eerie. Which I don't know. It might make that weird, almost like an acid trip horror thing.
That'd be cool.
I'm into it. I like a good and unique horror movie. I mean, I did enjoy Hereditary until I'd say like towards the end. Is
I
where
thought it was a great movie.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
I know, and that's fine.
Wait a minute,
I didn't.
So wait a minute, you liked the movie up until like towards the end?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it.
Which I thought it was like the best part of the movie.
Dude, when I like
the girl getting
I like the
decapitated
gag
is
where
the
the
movie.
what's
Yeah.
that?
So the girl getting decapitated. Is
Yeah,
the best
like
part of
that
the
was
movie.
fucking
It is.
awesome. It was also
Yeah.
unexpected.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the gag where she turns the light off and her mom looks almost like a fucking cardboard cutout in
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
Like that was an amazing scene.
Yeah.
but when it got like to the point where like Gabriel Byrne goes up in flames and then like she like starts crawling on the fucking walls, and then like the reveal at the end,
wow, okay.
Not a fan.
All right,
yeah, but I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna be at all. I'm not gonna fight you about this movie. So
you're gonna fight me, period.
Well, you're big, man. Like
you're
I said,
small,
dude. We said before, if we get in a fight, I'm just going straight for your nuts. I'm gonna chew them off.
No, I don't chew them off. I'll knock your teeth out first. You can gum me.
I'll gum them off you, man.
Just
These
gum
gums
me.
are razor sharp.
Oh my God,
You'll
you
do
guys.
this. Oh, geez.
Hey, news.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Everybody's
Yep.
doing it.
All right, news. Hey guys, we're the Terror Trio.
Gonna fucking castle freak your balls off. Anyway,
Stop it.
Well, I know we started talking about Pet Sematary. We'll save that for the end, but I do have to get across that Pet Sematary is number 2 right now behind Shazam.
Nice.
Which was a good movie.
Was it?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I
we
love
gotta
Talk
go see
about that
one.
on Geeks That Lift.
Oh, I will.
It made $25 million, which beat the budget of $20 million.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
I mean, good for them. Good on them. I know it's kind of the reviews kind of seem to be 60-40 right now. 60% being
It's got a 59% on the tomatometer.
oh, fuck the tomatoes.
And the audience score is 43%. So that sounds right.
That does sound right.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that this was like the best reviewed movie?
No.
What?
Was it? Or I was reading about another movie.
You might be thinking of Us.
No. I'm not thinking of Us. No.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. But you see that somebody tried trolling Peter because he gave the movie such a scathing review.
When we
then
mention
he
Peter, we mean Peter
misspelled-
from the theater.
Yeah.
That's Peter
Yeah.
Valu, yes. Thursday Night Terrors. But yeah, after lambasting Peter on everything, then he misspelled Stephen King.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
He was like all up in arms. He spelled the Steven.
yeah. Obviously, if you're an author, a writer, or anything like that, you're going to have a PH to show how smart you are instead of a V.
Yes.
Your parents were probably well educated as opposed to the V. But
So you're saying the P is smarter than the V?
the PH if you have like the Stephen with the PH thing, it usually means your parents are a little more educated.
Actually,
Anyways.
your parents are dumb because PH is a F sound, not a V sound. So really,
That's
they're
right.
pronouncing it
So
wrong.
it's like Stephen.
Yeah.
Stephen.
Fucking snooty piece of shit.
Stephen King.
Well, dude, like Stephen King has terrible taste in movies.
Yeah.
Like he fucking hates. He hates Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining, which to me is the best horror movie ever made.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, and
Holy shit, do we agree on something?
yeah,
You and I?
absolutely,
Wow.
dude. Yeah, right
All
here,
right.
man. The Shining is the fucking best.
Dick bump.
Dick bumps. So like, but then like Stephen King is in mad love with the '97 made-for-TV Shining movie starring the dude from Wings, who's a good actor.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
why the dude from Wings? And that's like that
Yeah.
fucking shitty happy-go-lucky ending
Yeah.
where like Danny is
Yeah.
grown up, he's graduating high school,
Yep.
and then Ghost Dad pops up, gives him a thumbs up,
Ghost
like,
Dad.
all right, Danny, you're gonna do great. Well, guess what? Danny doesn't do great. He grows
Nope.
up to be a piece of shit just like his dad.
An alcoholic.
Yeah, which leads to Dr. Sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, which I cannot wait to see.
I know.
I feel like Lion King was the best placement of a ghost dad.
I feel like
After that.
Ghost Dad is the
Yes.
best placement of a Ghost Dad. I'm gonna sip of the don't have a sip of the this. Woo-wee. We'll get some pudding up in here.
Fucking
Wow.
A.
Maybe the balls will learn something.
And
You might learn a
continue.
thing too. I don't know what Bill Cosby sounds like, really. I don't do a good Bill Cosby. Who remembers this is an extremely forgetful movie, and I forgot about this, but this just kind of came up. The studio that did the special effects for the 2011 prequel to The Thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
I forgot they
studio
did that.
Very
it was
forgetful.
So bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, producer Pat just let out a big, oh.
No, forgettable, not
Forgettable.
forgetful.
Forget-
A movie's not forgetful.
No, I forgot about it.
It
It
makes you.
forgot
The
about
movie
it.
makes you forget things.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I gotta tell you, I feel like I'm getting a little feverish right now. So I've been sick for like a week and a half, and I just feel like shit right now. But that's no excuse. I always say fucked up words and mispronounce everything because
It's
I'm.
the Erie, Pennsylvania.
You could take the
education.
boy out of Erie, but the Erie out of the boy, you just forget and fucking shit. Well, anyways, the
It's
studio.
actually on the town sign. For
That's their motto.
The studio that were doing all the special effects for the prequel to the thing, they intended to like go toe to toe with the original when it came to practical effects.
What?
Yeah, they totally did. They
should have, because that CG monster was horrible.
It was terrible. They just released a 28-minute video on their YouTube channel with all these character designs that were meant to be for practical effects. A lot of them are drawings, but then later on in the video, you could see like the 3D models that they actually sculpted and they're fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And I know this would have been great because this is Studio ADI and they've done good work in the past. And it just sucks because I guess like, I don't know if it was, I don't know the real reason if it was time or budget, but they cut it all out and they CGI'd everything. But there were the full intention was for practical effects. And that's the big difference between the Thing and obviously the prequel to the Thing.
Yeah.
Was just the effects. I mean, it was pretty much the same movie other than that. I mean,
yeah, it was pretty much.
It was.
You know, it had a female protagonist instead of a male.
Instead of Man's Game, handsome Kurt Russell with his sweet hat, sweet beard. Conjuring 3.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Got a release date, September 11, 2020. And I'm sure it's the Warrens doing we'll take the case. And that's
I'm
all
not
I
a Catholic.
have. Yeah, I'm gonna see it. I mean, I saw the first two. I know, Drew, your sister loves seeing these movies, so we'll see it with her. We'll just take some purse tequila.
Yep.
And we'll have ourselves a good time.
Yeah. And then we actually Pet Sematary was the first time I had seen the Annabelle trailer.
Yes.
The next Annabelle one.
What'd you think?
Yep.
I think it's gonna be just like all of the Conjurings. A lot of good like gags and jump scares, but ultimately forgettable.
It's just
or forgetful, as we would say in territory.
No, it's forgettable.
There's no substance to these movies.
No.
The first Conjuring was great.
Oh, so
the
good.
story was great. The acting was good. The effects were good. They didn't go overboard with it. And then Conjuring 2 was shit. And then when you hear the actual story behind the Conjuring 2, like, it's scary. Like the actual story about the poltergeist and everything that was haunting them. And the Warrens, dude, did you hear about so the story behind the Conjuring 2, the actual thing behind that was the Warrens, they like showed up to their place unannounced and they demanded payment.
Dude, the Warrens were the worst.
The Warrens
people.
were terrible people.
I mean, granted, they've spurred some great stories and everything out of their bullshit. Like, we've gotten some good, like, even fucking Amityville. Like, it's just, but at the end of the day, they were terrible people who preyed on
fear.
Yeah. Who
and
preyed on people's fear and sadness. And they took their money and pretended to be something that they were not.
They were con artists.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, they're still alive, right?
No, the husband's dead.
The husband, good.
I think she's still alive.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure she's collecting some fucking royalty paid from these movies.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're gonna for rights to use their names and their cases and everything. Yeah,
I understand.
I'm sure she made a pretty penny.
I understand why they went with the Warrens for this, to do the whole based on a true story.
Yeah,
but I part of me wishes that they made fictional characters for these, and still do the based on a true story thing, but just mix it up, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to call them the Warrens. I fucking hate the Warrens, and it makes me dislike these movies.
But didn't they make up stuff? Isn't like the Nun made up? The Crooked Man made up?
Not really necessarily.
I mean, Annabelle wasn't made up.
The Crooked Man, there is lore behind that. And the man that was actually haunting the house,
Shit, this bitch is still alive.
Told you.
92.
Woo!
Oh,
see?
Guess only the good do die young, eh?
Yeah. Well, what's her husband's excuse?
Wow. This is such a downer right now. Talk about something else.
All right,
Jesus Christ.
Here's something fucking cool. Amelia Kincaid and Linnea Quigley showed up to a New Jersey horror convention as Angela and Suzanne from Night of the Demons.
Yeah.
And they were in character. They were taking pictures. I saw a video on both their Instagrams. It's hilarious. They're absolutely adorable, especially Linnea Quigley, who kept doing the sour balls thing over and over again. And how fucking cool would it be to get like to meet them like that in character? I mean, that's cool. Angela and Suzanne. That's fucking great. I hope they continue doing that. I hope it springs for more stuff like this in the future, not just with them, but other.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With I mean, CJ Graham he has his own Jason Voorhees costume that he shows up to cons dressed as Jason
Yeah.
Voorhees occasionally. Like, I hope more actors from these movies
Start to have fun with it.
exactly, instead of just sitting behind the table and feeling forced,
Yeah.
forced conversation. Especially when you're in character, you
Yeah.
could have fun with it. You don't have to have like conversations with fans. You could just do
Totally.
your spill, and then boom, there you go, and then put on your Purell and shake the next
On to
hand.
the next. Yeah.
On to the next one.
It's a pretty cool picture.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's
of
awesome.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and look how much fun they're having.
Yeah.
Both Amelia Kincaid and Linnea Quigley have pictures on their Instagrams if you want to look. They're so freaking
Yeah,
cute.
and
Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Linnea actually has a couple videos on here,
Linnea
too.
has videos where she's in character.
Yep.
Yeah, what a firecracker. Terrifier. Obviously we know about Terrifier 2 coming out.
Yep.
Just found out that it's actually set to be a trilogy.
Oh,
No shit.
nice.
They're going to have so the first one we introduced art. The first one kind of revolved mainly around art.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a set like there wasn't
story, like
really
an
a final
anthology?
girl or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Terrifier 2 and 3, they're going to break away from that. They're going to have like a final girl and have they're going to go into a little bit more of what art is, but from what David Howard Thornton was saying is that they're not going to reveal too much. They're going to leave mystique to the character, but just
Good.
get a little bit more as to how the world affects him, why he does what he does, what he kind of touch on a little bit what he is, because we know there's a supernatural element there.
Yep.
But here's the thing that I thought was kind of weird. They're going to start production on this in September. There's not really any financial backing on this, which I find weird considering how well Terrifier did.
Yeah.
He was I don't know if he was joking around or if he was being serious, but he said they're waiting for Blumhouse to come knocking.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be tied down to anybody. It's not that people aren't beating down their door to back them.
They're
It's
waiting for
that
something
They're
big.
waiting. They're waiting for Okay.
They want that.
makes sense.
They want that big theatrical release, but part of me doesn't want that.
Nope.
I don't want this to become watered down and commercial. I want this to be gritty and dirty. I want it to have that dirty feel like the first one had.
Yeah.
And the charm behind it with the way it was, the lighting on the set.
Yeah.
I feel like if Blumhouse gets a hold of this, it's
Gonna polish it up.
it's gonna be Hollywooded out of control. I feel like his makeup is gonna be a little too smooth. They may change up his face. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. I don't think Blumhouse is going to pick them up anyways. Because I mean, if they do decide to pick them up, I mean, what are they going to do? They're probably going to have to like reboot the first one.
Yeah.
Not really, so that way they can appeal to a bigger audience. So they probably won't even like do a sequel or a trilogy. So yeah, it's not. I don't think we have anything to worry
Damien
about.
Leone has rights to the character and everything, and
Yeah.
he has a script for Terrifier 2. I don't see him selling the script or letting a studio change it. But I mean, that's the issues you have when you get a big studio in, is that financial backers, they want their own twist on things and kind of fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Horror Delilah.
Eugene's checking his snaps over here. I did want to touch on how I know a few episodes ago we talked about like how people are all pissed about the serial killer stuff coming out and saying it was glorifying it, and which they have a release date for the Bundy movie that Zac Efron is in May, which is super exciting.
Now that's straight to Netflix, right?
Correct.
Yes.
I thought that was going to be theatrical.
No, I guess they had like a bidding war over it. It was like them and a couple others, and Netflix won. It was a lot of money. Yeah.
Really?
And they won it. So, well, they know people are going to watch that shit.
Well, yeah.
But I saw today that they cast Hilary Duff for a movie about the murder of Sharon Tate. But it's not about the murder. It's about like the days leading up to the murder and the murder. And now that I think is so shitty.
Yeah.
Like This woman died 8.5 months fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
She was like 2 weeks away from giving birth. Like her husband was away. She died just because she was in the wrong house, basically. Like Manson had them killed because he thought it was like a music producer that used to live there.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the guy moved out and Roman Polanski and his wife bought it. And so that's why she died. Like that's literally why. And I think that making a spooky ghost movie out of this horrible thing is so fucking stupid. And the director, he said something about how he's doing it to honor Sharon Tate. Like, how the fuck is that? So help me God. If anyone fucking
And do a
tries
movie
to,
about her career.
yeah, and yeah, seriously, like do a movie about all of the work that her mother did after her death for victims' rights and everything, like, and how she was the reason that none of them had ever gotten like released on some sort of like what's it called when they probation or
parole,
anything like that,
parole.
yeah, or any parole, like. Her mother is literally the reason. Like the person who they think was most responsible for Sharon Tate's death, she got like a petition signed with 900 signatures from people saying that she should be let out. So her mom went out and got like 33,000 signatures on a petition.
I didn't know
saying,
that.
"Do not let this person out."
No
like,
shit.
Yeah, she heard about it and she flipped. Like she was such a big deal. And this guy, like, fuck you, dude. It's been. Like, you know, cult mentality is a terrible thing, especially like you were seeing it in this day and age. And it's like, it's horrible. And it's going to be August will be 50 years since she was murdered. And I just, it's super shitty. Like, there's so much more to these people than just their deaths. And I hate that. I hate that so much.
Well, you know, like Quentin Tarantino's new movie, it's kind of the same thing. It's not a ghost movie, but it has Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio,
Leo,
and Margot Robbie is playing Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
So it's like with the two stuntmen, and I don't know what they have to do with, you know, or it's the whole Manson thing.
I don't know how, because
through their eyes, I have no idea.
None of that was in the trailer, which I kind of like.
None
but
of it was in the
know,
trailer, yeah.
I know the murder is going to take place in the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really glorifies it or anything.
I think
this is more of a
again,
history.
because it's not like making a spooky ghost story out of something. And it was like he said he took it from like. It turned out there was like a fake quote from saying somebody had said Sharon had like a dream about her grisly murder days before. So now this guy's just like eating this up. Yeah. So yeah, just something like that. Whereas I think isn't Tarantino's story is more like based on the cult than
probably
I think than everyone else. So
we don't really know a lot about Tarantino's
Yeah.
movie other than the trailer that you have to go by.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, with this guy, I just got so pissed off. I'm like, seriously, like
that's kind of fucked up. Like, and that, like, when you told me about that earlier, that made me think about like O.J. Simpson when he killed Goldman and Nicole Brown. I remember like afterwards, like it was on like everything, like every station like had something on it, but it was like almost like a joke in a circus.
Yeah.
Like I remember like Jay Leno had like the dancing Judge Ito's.
A dancing
Do you remember
Ito's,
the dancing Ito's? Like, oh, yeah, look at these dancing Ito's. It's funny. I got cars. Look at these Ito's. Like, dude, like OJ brutally murdered these people. Like, he didn't just like kill them. Like, he stabbed them like 40 fucking times each and disemboweled them
and tried to take their heads off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it did the Colombian necktie shit to them.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like it's like stuff like that. Just like it kind of weirds me out. Like I love horror, but when it comes to like stuff like this, like I'm not really big on.
Yeah, you're not. There's so many other things scary.
I don't understand the infatuation with true crime.
I get it, but again,
I do. But when it takes a turn like that, like that,
just like complete. I mean, there's things that are just absolutely legendary, like even the like the Lizzie Borden stuff and the even the OJ thing or like all the other murders, but like it's not, again, as I said before, it's just like making a spooky ghost story out of a serious tragedy. And And I'm not one to, you know, I'm not like fucking people, I'm sure, because I'm pretty sure only dudes listen to our podcast, and they're just like, oh,
Yeah, pretty much.
this fucking snowflake, like blah, blah, blah. Like, first off, eat my fucking dick. Secondly, it's just
Your snowflake dick.
I'm not like offended by things. I don't care if anyone tells me to make them a sandwich. I'll probably like lick the bread or something, but like I'm
That's hot. That's hot.
but
Is that the word you come up with?
I'm on the spot here, bruh.
I'm gonna lick
Talk shit
your
about I'm gonna
bread.
lick your bread.
Yeah.
No, like Drew, fart on the deli meat. Don't fucking lick the bread.
Something.
I'm not you. I can't do that shit on command.
Really? Well, you
Yeah.
could queef on command. Queef on the deli meat.
That's not a
Queef
thing.
on the lettuce.
That's not a thing. That
Queef in my face.
I knew that was coming back to
Oh
South
my
Park.
God.
But yeah, I'm just saying, just don't be a dick.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Guys, a few episodes ago, we covered hidden gems, where we each took a movie that maybe you haven't seen, or it's been a while since you've seen it and you forgot how fucking good it is. And after talking about it, it makes you want to just go back and see it. Or you haven't seen it and you're like, fuck, I really got to see it, because these Terror Trio guys, they know their shit. They're handsome, they're hot, they're sexy, and they're smart, and they know shit.
You just wrestling promoed that for some really weird.
wrestling? Yeah.
Look, man,
weird
And the
reason.
character's like some preppy dickhead frat boy from the 80s.
So
Dude,
Micah.
in
look.
a bat. So Micah, yeah.
I just came off of wrestling the Patriot over the weekend in Jamestown. For those of you that don't know, was a popular wrestler in the 90s. He had a feud with Bret the Hitman Hart. I don't have to get into that. I
We are the
apologize.
Terror Trio.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we each picked a movie. I really don't know what these two have, but I don't want to go first. So I'm going to sit back and let you two decide.
You want to go first?
Go, Eugene.
No, you can take it.
Oh,
Oh.
go, Drew.
All right, I'll take it. So I made Micah watch this with me last night because I hadn't seen it in a while, but I fucking love this movie. It's so like bad and good and bad more, but it's a fun one, and it is called Buried Alive. It is a 2007 horror movie. So
So good.
we've discussed the
Oh, you seen that?
Dead Alive?
Buried
Buried
Alive.
Alive.
Oh, Buried Alive. No, yeah, I have seen Buried Alive also. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like we've talked about 2000s horror movies and how just like the cheese factor is ridiculous. So this is one of the ones that's actually extremely fun as well. Let's see. It's actually it's got a 4.1 out of 10 on IMDb, but
Hey, man.
71% of people say they've liked this movie. So I'm not alone, guys. Oh, yep, that's it right there. Pat's pulling up the trailer. It's ridiculous. So like these college kids, they're cousins, and they grab some friends. They take them out to. They have like they have like a house in the desert. I think
But
it was supposed to be
Real
like a
quick, you
cabin.
mentioned the cousins. It's a guy and a girl.
Yeah.
And there's something weird going on.
Oh yeah,
there.
there's a real weird like incesty undertone. Not really an undertone. It's like fucking out there.
It's totally out there.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Like I'm guessing maybe they were kissing cousins when they were younger.
Maybe. What is a kissing cousin?
They practice making out on each other. Like it says like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
kissing cousin.
It's
It's
thing.
like
That's a
it's
thing.
like you're at
That's
like
not
a
some eerie bullshit. That
No,
I'm
no, no,
hearing?
that's an actual thing.
No, it's an actual term, and it's an actual thing.
It's an actual term. And it's like you have like your family get-togethers, and it's just like you're off playing with your cousins, but then like the two cousins, they get a little close. Maybe they're playing hide and seek, and then they go, "Have you been kissed? No. Have you? No. We should kiss each other. It won't count because we're cousins." And that shit kind of happens.
You know,
It's
he
just-
was just pulling from real life.
That's
Right?
Did it just
That got
guys, did it just
really-
get hot in here?
God damn.
Oh my god.
Becky, look at her butt.
Anyway. So yeah, they're real freaky cousins, but they grab like the movie starts with her in the bathtub trying to like invite her cousin in. And it's like a weird sex dream she has about him.
Mhm.
And then so they're going out to, it's like their family's property. Their like great grandparents owned it or whatever. And the reason is just because the one cousin, she wanted to scare her sorority sisters or her new pledges or whatever.
Mhm.
So they go out there, and the male cousin wanted to go out there because he had heard like he had this nerdy kid that he was friends with do research for him, and I guess he had like there's gold buried in the house somewhere.
There's gold in them hills.
Yes, good job, Micah.
Thanks, babe.
And So that's why he wanted to go there. So they all like went together, and it's just really a lot of unnecessary nudity. There's like ridiculous gore, like some fun effects, and a really cheesy witch demon burial thing.
That's like the grandma.
Yeah.
She was
like,
a witch. She was like a
I don't
Native
know.
American witch.
Something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, and Jigsaw. What's his name?
Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell.
Yeah. That's where they blew their budget.
Yes, they did.
This was one of those Dimension Extreme films.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They did like the effects, like when they cut the guy in half. That didn't look bad.
Yeah, the first kill was the nerdy guy that which I thought he was going to be one of the ones that was going to kind of make it towards the end.
Exactly.
They lobbed him right down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, two pieces.
Yeah, so you get the split and you can see the inside, and it's actually pretty good. Pretty good shot. And then they cut off the other guy's face, and you could see like the inside of his skull and like the back of the front.
They had that laid to rest effect where it's cut like the front from like the top of the head down to like underneath the chin, which is such a cool effect. It could have looked better, but it was still fucking cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, it's
amazing what a rusty old axe could do.
I know, it's the craziest
Cuts through
thing.
anything.
Yeah, it's just fun and ridiculous. I think I jumped because I was like super tired last night, so there was a couple parts that I totally jumped.
Oh,
and I scared the shit out of my
Yeah, I was like, God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
A lot of jean skirts in this movie.
Well, yeah, it was 2007.
That was a look.
Oh my god! The outfits in here are so early 2000s.
The blonde had pretty cool tits.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they were sweet.
Yeah.
But the other one that got naked, just like her ass was so tiny.
Yeah.
That like I'm like, damn, that's a tiny ass.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like back line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing there, but
no.
I mean, hey, whatever. Good for her for getting naked on this.
Yeah.
Low budget naked horror flick. I mean, hey, I appreciate that.
I'm sure she got paid just as much as Jigsaw.
Well, we haven't seen her since then.
True.
She's dead now.
She's dead.
All
right, but yeah, that's my jam.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. So Eugene, you did see that movie?
I did.
Yeah. That's,
I watched it the first time with my ex-boyfriend, and I remember like this movie is so ridiculous, but it was like during that time where everything that was coming out was like zombies, so it was very refreshing. And
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was definitely a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
2007, man. Bush was in office. gas prices were outrageous.
The bar was real low for horror films.
The bar was low. But yeah, they definitely blew their budget on Tobin Bell, which he plays like a creepy uncle in this, which was a little strange.
Oh, he was so like around all the girls. He was just really like sniffy, creepy, starey, kind of like just. I was like cringing every time he was like near one of the girls.
I thought he was gonna be more of like because he had the Harbinger thing going on, but he was just, I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird twist on his character. Plus, it had that god awful fucking scene where they're giving the lore, like the background of the house, and they're all kind of hanging out. The one nerdy kid has his laptop up, and he tells the story about like the gold, like there's gold there buried. But then the cousin, the guy, which I forgot what's his name, like Lance.
It was Zane.
Zane. He doesn't have hair now.
No. Also, if your parents named you Zane, fight them right now.
Maybe they were a fan
Press
of
pause.
Billy Zane.
Fight your fucking parents.
Like, hey, and then Billy Zane and Critters. We should name our kid that. Which clearly this guy was born before 86 or whatever.
My asshole parents named me Drew, so I can't say too much. But
so Drew is actually Drusif. No, Drusephine, right? For Drew's. Never mind.
No, you're not doing well.
I'm not doing well at all. Well, anyways, Zane is repeating everything that the nerdy kid is saying, playing guitar, and we all know that guy that's annoying as shit. You want to take his guitar and bash it.
Yep.
And it's like he's singing a song and he's strumming along and repeating everything the kid's saying, and like that whole scene made me cringe so bad because we know somebody that'll just like, we'll be hanging out and then like a guitar comes out and I'm like, fucking great. Nobody asked for this.
Yeah.
We get it. You play guitar. You could throw a rhyme together.
We're all
Douchebag.
very impressed.
We're like in the middle of a conversation.
Take it
then
to
like
spot.
then like Wonderwall starts. Dude fucking busts out Wonderwall. And it's like, let's smoke on the water.
Yeah. Every person who plays guitar plays that song.
He starts strumming fucking, he's like, well, guys, time to get the lead out. He starts strumming the immigrant song. Guys, see Thor? But yeah, that's Drew, that movie was a banger.
I know.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but like, who knows that movie aside from these fucking idiots?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're looking for a mindless horror flick, definitely take Drew's Hidden Gem up. I mean, there's TNA, there's some really bad humor, some really weird stereotypes.
Yep.
Drug use that does nothing because they're all on ecstasy, but like nothing happens.
But yeah, like just driving and hanging out.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bit of incest.
Yeah, there's incest.
And there's a woman in her 30s playing a college pledge.
They're all in their 30s.
Well, one is significantly more in her 30s than the rest.
She's been she was a rough 30.
She was a rough.
Yeah,
30.
she's been around. That was going to be her breakout role. She was promised more after that.
Oh.
Director and everyone on set just using and abusing her. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Jesus.
It's a damn shame.
Shame how these things happen.
Who's next?
Next. You? Me?
Eugene.
Eugene.
All right. I got actually I found this movie on Netflix a couple years back, and it was just one of those, Netflix and chill, but by myself nights.
So you jerked
And-
off.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I'm glad I did it before the movie and not after. The movie that I'm talking about is Contracted. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Contracted.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It was good, man. Like
Yes,
it was a neat little twist on the whole zombie craze.
Yes.
Was that an IFC film?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Pat,
But it was
I hear
cool.
you
It was like
hitting the keyboard over there. I'm
I
really
know.
curious, but
what?
God, I love you, Pat.
Yeah.
Contracted
No.
was a blast, dude.
Contracted is awesome. I mean, basically premise, girl, I think she gets dumped by her boyfriend
Yeah.
first, so she decides to go and whore around, and she goes to a bar,
Get it, girl.
meets a guy.
Was it a bar or a party?
Was it a bar or party? It was a party. That's
Yeah,
right. And
it
she
was
gets
a party.
roofied or something.
Yes.
Something along those lines. She ends up, taking a drug
She
or
was
something
totally,
gets slipped.
She was DTF.
She was DJ.
Yeah, I don't know why the guy had a drug
is
her.
IFC.
Yeah, it was IFC.
IFC Midnight.
Yeah.
But she ends up like fucking this dude. We never get to see the dude's face. And
Again, for the best.
from the next day after, she starts getting all these symptoms. She's thinking she has an STD.
Oh, she has an STD.
Oh, she's got the
Yeah.
worst STD.
the worst.
Fuck. So yeah, she's going through all
Is
these
this
at
the
first.
worst STD or is It Follows the worst?
Hey, that's our Carolyn Williams.
I don't know. Yeah, I was
Holy
actually
shit.
I was gonna throw that out a little later, but
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, babe.
Yep, she plays the
Sorry,
protagonist.
we're watching the trailer.
Mom. But yeah, her eyes go red, her nails
Oh,
come off, her
goddamn.
teeth fall out.
Mhm.
She's like Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny.
Pulling her teeth out.
She doesn't realize till way later that she's like dead. And then there's a guy in the movie who's that shoulder to cry on, that dick in a glass box that I like to call
Oh my God, what?
a dick in a glass box.
Never
When a
heard
girl
that.
when a girl friend zones a guy,
Yeah.
it's a dick in a glass box in case of emergency, break glass.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Get it?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good,
Yeah.
dude.
That's applauding.
Come on, man.
Fuck,
Come
I'm
on.
using that.
But yeah, she has a, dick in a glass box. She ends up, long story short, he's always wanted to bang her. He bangs her.
That's the maggots fall out of her pussy.
The
Yeah.
fucking maggots
Oh my
fall
God,
out
I
of her
forgot
fucking
about
crotch.
that.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, my pull-out game's strong.
Yeah.
But then maggots fall out.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it was
so
fucked up.
gross.
It was fucked up. But yeah,
Okay,
it was a
but
fun little movie.
I
And
wonder
then
how it felt.
yeah.
I imagine, because like when you're hitting it, you imagine those maggots kind of get mushed. And
Yeah, but they
like,
move around and shit. Well, you know what? Now, come to think of it, I don't know. Maybe that might be.
It might feel
Pleasant.
good.
It might feel pleasant.
Yeah.
Maggots, they do like little bites though.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I know a
They
guy
don't
that was
bite.
in a. I know a guy that was in a low budget indie flick starring the Blue Meanie, and there was a scene where he had a mouthful of maggots, and he said that he felt them biting his tongue.
I think he's being dramatic.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like the movie. It was a what's the word I'm looking for? Not independent. It was a creative spin on the whole zombie virus thing and the whole zombie story.
The dude that
it took her forever too to turn into a zombie, but then at the end,
it was like a 3-day. It was like a 3-day thing, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 3 days.
Yeah, and the whole
at the end where she finally turns and goes crazy and goes rabid like a 28 days later zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it was good, and it was actually good enough to spawn a sequel,
which was good, surprisingly.
which was good also.
And it had
know if I
more
ever
about
saw
the
that
guy that
one.
was spreading it.
Yes,
He was like, he didn't have the symptoms. He just spread it.
correct. He was
Right?
like patient zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and he kind of had this whole like red dragon type thing
Because
going
men
on.
fucking suck. Sorry, continue.
Dick in a glass box.
Dick in a box.
Good.
Dick in a box.
Dick in a box.
Dick in a box.
Hope it's severed. Sorry.
Wow!
Jesus
Wow!
Christ.
Wow!
Sorry.
Hey, Drew, do you know Cardi B is drugging and robbing men? Good.
So it's a good movie. I liked it. Like you pointed out, Carolyn Williams is in it. Stretch fame.
Mhm. Don't forget the stretch.
Don't forget to stretch. But
She
yeah,
has
I
not
think
forgotten
it's still
to
on
stretch
Netflix.
her face.
So if you can, if you want to see it, it's a good movie. And again, watch the sequel too. You can find it on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. Contracted is a really good time.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a
good.
jam.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant surprise.
What happened to the dude that she fucked? The guy with when the maggots fall out of her vagina.
He's the star of
in the sequel, right? Yeah.
Then it's him turning
Okay.
or him trying to turn because I think he cures himself. I don't know if he was like rubbing his dick with Brillo or I don't know what he was doing, but
We all try that sometime just to see what it feels like.
you're on your own.
Okay.
You're alone
Yep.
on that one.
Oh boy. The town of Glen Echo is going to be faced with a new horror, and his name is Leslie Vernon. I'm talking about 2006, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Such a good movie.
Good
This is
movie.
my hidden gem, and I know horror purists, you've seen it, you know it. But if you haven't, you have to see this movie. I know it's on Amazon Prime right now. And of course, there is other means to watch this movie.
Yeah.
It came out in 2006, and it starts with kind of like a college students that are filming a documentary in the town of Glen Echo about this new serial killer. And this is where we're in a world where guys like Jason Voorhees, Chucky, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger are real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These serial killers are an actual thing. I just love how they it's this documentary. They follow Leslie Vernon around, who I would compare to kind of like a Jim Carrey, kind of like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
like the remember the show Reba? Her son-in-law?
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Is that the guy? It's the
Van?
guy who's on Shameless.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. He was also recently in the movie that the guys from Workaholics made.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, this guy's name is Nathan Bessel, and he plays Leslie Vernon in this movie, and he pops up in he's always an extra in like CSI shows like that. He hasn't really done a whole lot since then. He's a theater actor, and he's known on both coasts because you have like your West Coast theater actors and
Yep.
then like your New York City theater actors,
Yep.
and he's well known on both
Are
sides.
they Tupac or are they Biggie?
He's both.
Well, shit.
He represents the East Side and the West Side when it comes to theater. He graduated from the Juilliard School of Drama, which is a really big deal. He's a founding member of a New York-based theater, and he performs regularly on South Coast repertory or whatever it is. But that's like what he's doing now is just mainly theater.
Wow.
I heard this movie was supposed to spring a sequel. I guess they tried getting funding for it. It kind of fell through. Some graphic novels were made.
Yep.
But this is just such a fun ride. It starts as a documentary. He's stalking his his prey, a group of teenagers that are going to be staying on the property of where his mother was raped and murdered. And it turns out his whole backstory is made up. It's not real. He's an escaped mental patient, and this doctor is stalking him, chasing him down, who's played by Robert Englund, who is the Ahab. They break a lot of rules in this movie where they explain shit, almost like the way Cabin Fever does. I mean, not Cabin Fever, I'm sorry.
No.
Cabin in the Woods.
Yep.
The whole movie is amazing. Scott Wilson's in it. He plays Eugene, who's a retired Jason Voorhees type character. There's a wonderful scene
Rest
where,
in peace.
yes, there's a wonderful scene where they're at his house, which is in the woods. This is set in Oregon, and they're at his house in the woods. His wife's there, who's a MILF. Who I guess was one of the final girls that survived and ended up going on and marrying Eugene, fell in love with him, and you get this whole like, you need people like this because without evil there could be no good. Well, it turns out he's Eugene, an old timer, is out in one of those chambers buried where he could decrease his heart. They go into the whole thing where like you decrease your heart rate to like 1 beat per minute, so you look like you're dead. And he was in there for like 3 days. Leslie Vernon is he's talking about like all the cardio he does. He's like, there's a scene where he's doing his CrossFit shit and punching the heavy bag, and he's like, the training is insane. You see if people where like they do the thing where they're running and you're walking. Yo, much cardio it takes to keep up with them. And like it shows everything like that they do, like the sleight of hand, all the David Copperfield stuff.
I like the stalking, how he picks a victim, how he stalks her, how he does like,
he explains that they have to be a virgin. And just, oh my God, all the little details to just go into this. And let's talk about the cameos. Zelda Rubinstein is in it. It's from Poltergeist. And we mentioned Robert Englund. At the beginning of the movie, they talk about Haddonfield, where a killer stalked babysitters on Halloween. They talk about a town, the street, Elm Street, where a man is supposed to kill you in the dreams, and it's the house. And she's like, "Excuse me, sir, we like to talk to you about Freddy." And it's Kane Hodder. And he looks and he's like, "Nope," closes the door. Like, what a cool cameo. But the whole movie is a documentary, and then finally when it gets down to the killing, like, I just love the detail about the he has like a Neosporin, like his own little combination mix that he puts on his skin. He wears something that's like resist. I almost said fire retarded.
It's fire retardant.
I know. I almost said. He has like the lotion that prevents himself from bleeding and stuff like that. The mask he has is super cool. And also like how he booby traps everything. Like, he's like, they're gonna try to get out this window. As soon as they hit the branch, it's gonna fall. Why? Because I saw it. How he just like set everything up and like was basically dictating exactly where the kids are gonna go, like exactly where they're gonna run and how he's gonna get. Like, it's so cool. It's and everything he says comes true. Just good God, I love it. Went from the documentary found footage thing, and then it just turned into a 80s slasher flick at the end.
The part with like the most action and craziness, which thank you so much for doing that. It was like them running around with the camera in hand, like,
oh yeah,
forget about it.
But when he goes into his character, Leslie Vernon, like, he turns it on. He's with the film crew, and they're begging for their lives and stuff, and he's like, "It's me, Doug. Come on, we're boys." No emotion, kills him. Incredible. And if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give any much more away, but one of my favorite parts in this movie is the credits. Because it plays my favorite Talking Head song, "Psycho Killer." And it's the whole he's in the morgue, and oh my god, what a great ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
This has been the movie came out 13 fucking years ago. I'm still waiting for a sequel. Fright Rags just came out with a whole line of shirts.
Yeah.
Horror Delilah got me the one where it's kind of like a take on Friday the 13th. Oh, it's so sweet. Go on if you've seen the movie, go to Fright Rags, buy some of this sweet merch. If you haven't seen it, go on Amazon Prime, see it. And if you have, go back and watch it again because it's better than you remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes me want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember thinking when I first saw it how like original it was.
Yeah.
and not
So
just,
original.
You know, I was like, all right, it's gonna be like a found footage documentary movie. And then when
Yeah,
like you said, when it was
This was an
uncovering
Anchor
coming-
Bay flick too.
A what?
It was-
Anchor Bay.
it was Anchor Bay.
Yeah, you're right.
Those motherfuckers were putting out bangers this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is like when
Yeah.
Hatchet came out.
Yep.
Like, dude, I remember like I went to Blockbuster and picked this movie up. That's what we did, man. There were no
Yeah.
fucking streaming services then.
Yeah.
Like they had so much cool. If I would look for DVDs for Anchor Bay,
Yeah.
yeah, like I searched long and hard. And I
Yeah,
think
9 times
after-
out of 10 were a home
I
run.
think it was like after
Yeah.
Anchor Bay, like there was that Magnet releasing that came out,
Yeah.
and then they went downhill fast with
Mhm.
that
They
fucking
had-
Milo movie.
Oh yeah,
God,
Bad
that
Milo with
was such
the
a
butt demon.
disappointment. With the butt demon, the,
The butt
anus
demon. Yeah.
That movie let me
That's
down.
right. I forgot we watched that.
I wanted to like that
Oh,
movie
we
so
wanted
bad. And it
to.
could have been. I think that was like the last thing that like Magnet came out with.
Yeah.
And then of course IFC kind of took the helm on there, and
Yeah.
right now it's Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but fucking A. Fucking A.
Yeah.
Behind
it
the
was-
Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Guys, that was those were our hidden gems.
Yeah.
So go back, check out Buried Alive 2007. Check out fucking Contracted that came out in 2013.
Yep.
And then Rise of Leslie Vernon 2006. Yeah.
Jinx.
Check these movies out. Guys, that was our subject for the day, which now I think if you want to stop listening, you haven't seen Pet Sematary yet, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, there's definitely spoilers ahead. Lots we're gonna get in. I don't know, about in depth with our feelings, but there's yeah, we're gonna be talking about everything. So turn it off, and if you accidentally hear this, I don't want to fucking hear about it. You've been warned.
Okay. Eugene, I know you like to fight defensively, so I'll go first.
Okay.
You're gonna try to counterpunch me on this, and
Yeah.
you're gonna swing and miss, bro.
All right. That's right. We got Sweden here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me go first.
Oh yeah, because you're neutral.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That
am and
works.
I'm not. So I feel like it was all right. The things I liked how they changed it from Gage to the daughter for
Ellie.
getting killed. Oh my god! At first, when I thought that like he was, both of the kids were going down, Micah and I were both sitting there like, oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god! Like it was just like holy fucking shit. But then
I actually
Like-
would have liked that.
kind of would have, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly would not have. I loved,
Kind of dig up the favorite.
yeah. I loved Church. I thought that
Oh, show stiller.
yeah, I thought that they gave more to him in this movie, which I liked.
They
Like,
actually
it-
acted.
yeah,
He was very malicious.
yeah.
I saw in the credits that they used 4 separate cats.
Yeah. Well, they did that for the original one too.
Did they really?
Yeah, they had a bunch. I think they had.
Well, they
more
kept
though.
dying, man.
Well, no, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah, they kept
They
putting
kept
him in
bringing
the
him back?
street. Yeah, but no, because they taught, because cats are not, they're one trick animals pretty
Yeah.
much. So they teach them like one specific thing, and then each cat would do a
Mhm.
different thing. But yeah, so I liked that. I liked what they did with Church. I did not like how they did the whole bury. First off, the effects of them going up to the pet cemetery looked horrible. The
Yeah.
It
background
looked like a
looked
fucking
so,
haunted house.
oh my god, the
Yeah.
CG was so
it
bad.
was so bad.
Like you really can't find a woodsy area to
It
do a
was-
quick filming. Like
that's where it kind of loses heart and soul
Yeah.
right there.
it did. Oh my god, yeah, the CG was rough. It was very very rough. But and I also did not like how Judd didn't tell Lewis about the pet cemetery beforehand.
Yeah.
Like he didn't tell him what they had just done. I did not. I'm coming up with a lot of did not likes versus like. So I like how they kind of kept it real with the movie. I would like to have seen more like the way the previews looked with the kids walking by with the mask. I thought we'd get a little more like history stuff from these.
What you see in the preview is it.
Yeah, it's literally it. I thought
That's
that was going to be a bigger thing, and I was kind of hoping for that. They really rushed it's like they rushed the first movie in. Like the big parts of it, they rushed in. We're celebrating something. They definitely rushed in like all the big pieces, but I like how Judd and Ellie had originally met with not originally like in the movie. I like how they did it in this movie with him meeting her in the woods as opposed to like him finding their child almost dying in the street. Like I kind of preferred that, and I liked how he had that kind of attachment to Ellie, but at the same time I liked the book and the original movie where it was more like Lewis and Judd were like, it was like a fatherly figure to him.
Yeah.
So I did not hate John Lithgow's performance. I know PV, I know you had a huge issue with it, but
I love him too. And it was direction. It wasn't him.
no, of course. Yeah. But it was, I thought he did okay. I thought that it was still like the tune of the old man that, is kind of, a lonely old man that becomes part of the family and has some stories to tell. I think they could have given him a little more depth. But
Judd was a little more standoffish in this one.
Yeah.
He didn't have that warm, welcoming.
Exactly.
vibe.
Look how he was introduced.
Yeah.
She's trying to climb up the woods. Hey, get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he
And she drops.
creeped
And
up
then
on
all of a
her.
sudden, he creeped up on her, and then he was gentle. It was just a little disarming. It was weird.
I don't know. Like, you could say that maybe he just like, was walking around, saw her climbing up that and got nervous and just like immediate like gut reaction, like get this kid the fuck down. But I don't know. But yeah, you're right. It's not very
Oh, his gut reaction was to
Judd-like.
keep her away from that
exactly.
land. Yeah.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I just, it's it's hard not to compare to the original, especially with how much of it they kept with it. Like going back to like Evil Dead is my like. My
That's the
measure
litmus
for
stick. Yeah.
pretty much. So it wasn't an exact remake. They took enough away from the original movie, like they kept the basics, but like they made it its own story.
Yep.
Whereas this Pet Sematary, it's pretty much the same thing. So it's hard not to compare to the original. So, and especially again when they're doing like a lot of it's like a little bit of scene for scene-ish. It just feels like they rushed that. They're just like, okay, we got to do this part, then we got to do this part, then we got to do this part. Like, we got to make sure that they meet, and then we got to make sure that we get, what's his name? Victor in there, and then we got to make sure that we get this and that. It's just very like, and they totally could have used more of Pascal.
He gave up pretty quick. Pascal had a lot of quit in him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fine, fuck you guys, then I'm out.
Yeah, they didn't use enough of him. Like, he was... the actor was great. All of the acting in the movie was phenomenal.
There's no I have no qualms with the acting.
No,
the acting was fine.
So good.
I hate when movies start with how it ends.
Yeah.
That's how it fucking started. That's like the whole okay, so here's the last page of the book. Well, let's go back and show you how we got there. Like, no, don't start your shit like that.
Well,
that's why Horror Delilah kind of liked the movie.
Yeah, that's why I kind of liked it.
As we've said before, I like knowing the end. I love spoilers.
So they move into the house right away. Boom, truck. They all jump. Shit, I jumped.
Yeah.
I forgot that was coming.
Exactly.
Because they're all so happy and everything. Gage is so young. I have no connection to him because he can't even like get words out.
Yeah.
Ellie in this one, adorable.
Yes.
She's adorable. She's not annoying. She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I didn't want to punch her in the face like the original.
Oh my God.
No, and I did like Lewis's character. Rachel, not so much.
I wasn't a huge fan. Again, she was
it wasn't
a great
the acting,
actress,
it was
but
her.
It was just the person.
I didn't like Jesus Christ. The way,
where to start?
Yeah, fuck. I get.
Yeah. No.
They took out all the subplots.
Yeah.
They took out everything with the caretaker of the house, how she committed suicide. They completely got rid of that character. They took out the subplot of everything when Judd reacts to has a person ever been buried there?
Yep.
Because a person was never buried there. It was just Judd's old dog.
Yeah.
And which we find out just attacked his mother. He's like, well, I thought the cat would have been different.
Yeah.
they Lewis isn't alone when Church gets killed. It's the whole family's there. They're going trick or treating. I didn't really like that,
Yeah.
and that's what leads to Rachel explaining why we can't tell Ellie that Church is dead because her whole thing with death. I hated Zelda in this.
Yeah.
Zelda was like Samira in this from The Ring. She did not spook me at all. I wasn't creeped out by her at all. And how she died in it instead of choking in bed,
Yeah.
how she fell through like that weird
The
elevator
dumbwaiter.
shit.
Yeah.
That was so stupid. That
Yeah.
was fucking
like,
dumb.
why would she crawl into that? She had spinal meningitis. She wasn't like slow or.
And it was like, so that was supposed to
I don't
be this whole
understand.
scene about like how Lewis is just like, you know what? Fuck your parents. That was all. He
Yeah.
just said it real quick. Well, your
Yeah.
parents shouldn't have left you like that. And you know what? This Lewis Creed didn't offer her a Valium like the way
Yeah.
the 1889 one did. And that was it. And then like she keeps having like Zelda kind of keeps popping up in the house, but it's not scary. It's just weird.
Yeah.
The scene with
I thought it was
the medicine
creepy.
cabinet. And then like there was no subplot between her parents and Lewis, which I felt added a lot to the story.
I agree.
There's nothing with
Because
Lewis.
it doesn't like it makes more sense why he would send them off on their own.
Exactly.
But yeah, now it's just like I don't want a vacation with my family.
Because they're at odds with each other.
Yeah.
They don't hint that at all. As a matter of fact, her parents don't even have any fucking lines in it.
They don't. But yeah, I don't know if you noticed, the dad shot Lewis like 2 dirty looks in the 2 scenes that he was in.
Yeah.
But
that
like,
was it.
Yeah.
we saw this movie with somebody that didn't see the original, and she had so many fucking questions. I
Yeah.
feel like this movie insisted that you saw the original.
I said it a few times. It
yeah.
depended heavily on you.
Really
having seen the
depended on you
first.
seeing that one. Oh my god. I did like how Ellie got killed in it.
Yes.
I like how it was because Church was in the road. Lewis couldn't bring himself to put him down and just drove him off. I did think that was cool because that shows Church was an entity. He was malicious. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he got Ellie killed. But the shitty, god awful CGI of that truck.
Yeah.
And what an over the top scene where the truck falls apart like fucking Terminator 2, and and of course creams her again. And she had a little bit. When she came back, it was kind of a Jason Voorhees thing. Her one eye was hanging a little lower,
Yeah.
and she had the staples in the back of her head. But still, like that's it.
Which is more than what Gage
It was
had.
more than what
Yeah.
Gage had. That's true. But she got fucking creamed.
But like that's the thing. They shouldn't, and I know we discussed this before, they shouldn't have shown any like her at all, because like your child
Yeah.
just got hit by a fucking gas tanker. Like it's not something like she
And
would
she only
be.
flew like 5 feet.
Yeah, she would be mush.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. Just like don't show her. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying you have to show me a
she
kid's.
just got clipped a little bit.
Yeah. It just wasn't realistic. It made it feel very PG. Micah's dying.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
there.
No, man, I've been sick. Now, which leads me to Judd. I love John Lithgow, and it wasn't his fault, but there was no depth to him at all.
Yeah.
What the fuck was up with the scene with the gun? I thought there was going to be more with Ellie walked into the
Like
house
they were
and saw a gun.
foreshadowing something.
I thought they were going to foreshadow something serious with that gun.
Yeah.
All he did was grab it and didn't even fucking use it. And he had this weird, when he got his Achilles slit,
Yep.
and first off,
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
that was cool. But you're going to do the old, oh, it's just the cat. Why would he laugh? That cat's the fucking Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you laugh? How did you get in here,
Yeah.
you little silly kitty cat? Like, no, that's not good that cat's in there. That cat came back from the fucking dead, and it's your fault. And then he got his ankle slit, and he gets the gun, and he's like, yeah, well, fucking bring it on then, and like reaches for it. Like, what kind of fucking 1980s bullshit is this? like, yeah, you're gonna have to kill me, or fucking blah 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 blah. I don't know, like that, like one-liner bullshit. Oh my god, which leads me to when Rachel gets killed.
Oh.
When she starts like getting crazy. I did like the creepy factor when it's just the two of them, Lewis and Ellie, and he lays down in bed
Yeah.
with her, and she does the whole like where did I come back from? Like
Mhm.
that was, and the look on his face was, I laughed.
Oh no, yeah,
thought-
was him
thought that
going,
was-
well, at least now you're back, and she just goes, from where?
That was,
Yeah.
that's
I
what it
like
was.
that.
That was cool. That
Yeah.
kind of got me like, oh, okay.
That was a good line.
This is good. This is, where are we going to go from here? And I fucking wish that this was not in the trailer. The scene where she reacts to Ellie and goes,
Mhm.
hug your daughter, Rachel.
Yep.
Like that was cool,
Yeah.
but it was in the fucking trailer and it should have been in the trailer. I knew it was coming. And the whole scene where she knocks Lewis out and starts stabbing Rachel and shit. And she's like, You're not my daughter. Ellie's gone, whatever. And she's like, yeah, mommy. Well, then go be with her. Like, what fucking dropping one-liners? What the fuck is this shit? And then drags her by her ankles, buries her in the fucking shitty ass fucking now the whole fucking the
You
panning
are
shot
so angry.
of the, because it looked
Yeah.
like shit.
Jesus
It looked like
He's losing his
and they hinted the Wendigo.
Yeah.
They did.
They
They
hinted
did.
it, and the
Like,
lore.
why even say it at all?
But like that's the thing. Judd's background story of the thing was so short. I have never seen a horror flick that was so boring and also so fucking rushed but slow at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that was about. And his story behind the Indian burial ground was so fucking short, and just how Lewis just soaked it in really quick. Like there was he didn't even like question it. And the shit with the Wendigo, when they show him in the distance, I'm like, there he is. Let's fucking do this. And he's just a shadow. Fuck. The whole fucking thing.
Oh my God.
No, the whole
man.
fucking thing behind Pet Sematary is Lewis. His whole world's fucking falling apart,
Yeah.
and he's losing his fucking mind. That doesn't happen in this. As a matter of fact, he fucking gets killed before the even fucking the goddamn fucking movie ends, and it happens so abruptly and weird. And I didn't like that. He should have killed Ellie and made him go crazier, and then have to deal with Rachel. And getting fucking winded. I'm sick. I've been sick
Yeah.
for a while. All right. And the fucking fight scene in the
Oh wow, there's
cemetery.
more. Okay.
No, the fight scene in
Okay.
the cemetery when she's like, "Don't fight it, Daddy. It'll be much easier." Like what? What fucking evil entity says fucking pro wrestling one-liners like this? Or what a fucking rapist would say. Don't fight it. She's gonna be better for me.
Wow.
No, and then when the fucking she gets him down, she starts fucking putting the boots to him, and he's fucking
Yeah.
selling it like a fucking professional wrestler. She gets kicked in the ribs, he does a couple flips and fucking sells it, and then like he gets the upper hand, and then blah right through his chest. Rachel fucking kills him. What the fuck is this shit? And, the whole time Gage is in the fucking car. Why the fuck did they burn down Judd's house? They had no reason to. Lewis had a
You're
fucking
right.
reason to in the
You're
first
right.
one. He wasn't dead yet. Pascal had a lot of fucking quit in him. He gave up way too fucking easily. In the scene where he makes him fucking leave the house to walk through the fucking pet cemetery was so fucking cheesy. It's just like, hey Doc, come here. I'm gonna help you the way you help me. Barrier can't be crossed. All right. See you later. And then fucking shows up. He doesn't fucking bother haunting Rachel at all. He haunts Gage. Gage can't even fucking talk. He's just like, Pascal. Fucking kid fucking shits himself because he's a fucking baby. Oh God. And when Rachel turns into Zelda, what the fuck was that? That was so dumb. Why'd you like the movie, Eugene?
my
Why'd you like it?
God.
No, go ahead, buddy.
Oh my God.
This movie, no, they had a chance to do something fun and fucking deep and dark and scary and spooky, and they could have made this movie something. This movie could have been 2013 Evil Dead, but it wasn't.
It could have.
This is a fucking RoboCop remake. And a couple years from now, we're gonna forget this ever.
Oh.
We're gonna forget this movie ever fucking
Wow.
happened. We're gonna fucking. Once in a while, it's gonna come up and go, "Wow, remember that piece of shit?" And someone's gonna go, "No, was that a thing?" Hey,
Like Fright Night?
Yes.
bingo!
Okay.
This was Fright Night to me.
Kapow.
This movie, and it took me a day to fucking, and not just. Thank you, Pat. I need this.
Pat's handing him a shot
I need a
of
shot,
vodka.
and I'm not done yet, Eugene.
Letting you run out of air.
You could have Gage is in the fucking car this whole goddamn time. And my fucking 13-year-old client that I train at the fucking gym said he could not stop laughing when Ellie, Rachel, and Lewis come walking towards the car.
Yeah.
He said, and then the cat jumps on the hood. Like, instead of fucking Pet Sematary, they should have played the Ramones. We're a happy family. We're a happy family. We're a happy family. Me, mom, and daddy. Like, that's sort of, which leads me to the credits.
My God.
There's more.
You could have fucking made my goddamn day by actually playing the Ramones Pet Sematary instead of that fucking heartless cover, that fucking disgrace of a cover from that shit fuck all female pop punk band. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie had no heart. This movie had no fucking soul. It's a fucking money grab. I hate it. I know that Stephen King is hot right now. This movie pissed me off. The guy that did fucking Gerald's Game and all those and Hush and all those other fucking movies should have did this movie.
Okay. So, you good?
I don't know. I gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
My face feels
Listen,
really
you just
hot.
Gave, yeah.
My face feels hot.
You just gave your passionate review. Holy shit, man.
I need a cigarette.
Listen, man. It's not that I didn't love the movie. All right. What I was watching it and I found myself disliking the movie highly in the beginning. What I did is I had to stop comparing it to the original.
Yeah.
Once I stopped comparing it to the original, I actually enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of plot holes in it. It does not hold a candle to the fucking original at all, or the book for that matter.
God, no.
But I mean, you know, like I thought, yeah, there was a lot of questions. There was a lot of shit. You know, when Lewis gets killed, that was the holy shit moment for me, where I was like, holy fuck, because that was like totally unexpected.
Oh yeah, we definitely jumped.
But yeah, it was just I don't know. I thought when I compared it, if I comparing it to the original, yes, I would hate it.
Oh, of course.
But again, I stopped comparing it. I appreciated the different changes that they made to it.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish they hadn't given away so much in the previews.
in the trailers.
If they did not say anything about it being Ellie, like I would have easily thought it would have been Gage. Like Lewis not getting to him on time, Ellie jumping and seeing, but like the way that happened, like I really like that.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else I like. it's kind of
That's it.
the look Mike is giving me. This is like the first time I'm actually a little afraid of you right now.
That's
so
funny.
we're gonna put that one in.
I'm thinking about Zelda and how they botched it.
They botched it, and I think they spent way too much time with the wife. Like if you
Agreed.
notice, they didn't like
The movie's about Lewis losing his mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it should have been all about Lewis. But I think it was just, you know, there was a couple other things where, you know, the whole thing with Lewis going into the basement because he heard church down there and church was behind him. And then there's a doorway and all of a sudden he goes into this like ghost realm thing.
They
and he's
tried
about to
doing
get hit by
jump
the
scares
truck.
in this too.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
were
that
like,
didn't
well,
work.
No, those
No.
jump scares fell flat.
Yeah. It was just, you know, again, if as a standalone stupid horror movie, I enjoyed it.
It's fine, yeah.
As Pet Sematary, it wasn't.
Why the fuck did he roofie Judd? I hated that.
Because he wanted to fuck. That's why.
Well, he didn't. He had his chance. He was passed out.
I don't know, man. That's probably what they didn't show.
Judd
Did wake up with a fucking with a sheet over him, with a little quilt over him.
He tucked him in.
Yeah, he tucked him in after he fucked him.
Hashtag me
Pat,
too.
I'm sorry for
That's
screaming.
Let it all out. Let it out.
The trailer for Jedi Fallen Order came out, and I can't wait to watch that. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that to cleanse my palate from
Save
this
it
conversation.
for Geeks That Lift.
Oh
Yes.
you have a Star Wars episode. You gotta have me on there, Daddy.
All right. Yeah, don't
All
worry.
right,
Don't worry,
but
son.
so this weekend Hellboy's coming out.
Yes.
Are you gonna go see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
gonna
are
be my
we.
Thursday night movie right there.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
see
I mean,
it.
it's not gonna hold a candle to the first
God,
two
no.
movies.
No, I don't think so.
You know,
As long as it does the thing where it doesn't, like with this one, like it's impossible not to compare it to the first one when
Yeah.
it's literally just taking everything from the first one. Like,
pretty much.
but I don't know. I'm sure it'll be good. I mean, I like what's his name from Stranger Things?
David Harbour.
David
That was the
Harbour,
thing. Like, I'm so upset that like Ron Perlman is in it, but I'm like, fuck, I like that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, it's not like some no-name piece of
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
or some pretty boy.
Yeah.
Like, it's a man's game dude playing Hellboy.
yeah. So some hands came due. Jesus
Man's
Christ.
game dude.
But yeah, so that'll be good. Probably, maybe.
Hopefully.
I mean, I don't have the highest expectations, so I could
Me
literally
neither.
give a shit. Yeah.
So
I just
it'll
hope they
probably
have
be
that
the
fucking
best
lobster
movie of the
guy
year.
in it. Lobster, was it fucking Lobster
Did you say
Jones or whatever?
lobster?
Yeah,
vagina?
the lobster agent, the guy with the claws and shit. He wasn't in.
Oh.
He wasn't in.
He wasn't in the first
He
two.
wasn't in the first two. No.
Nope.
No, I hope.
Oh, I thought you were like, I was like,
You thought Abe
I-
Sapien?
yeah, I thought
no.
that he was
Yeah.
really fucking that up, or I
no,
had
no,
a
no,
really
no, no,
bad
no. There was a
Yeah.
agent, Lobster
Yeah. No,
Jones. What the fuck is his name?
I
used to
think
read
it's
Hellboy
Lobster
a lot.
Jones.
I don't
But then
do
Hellboy,
comics.
I didn't read Hellboy
The
that much.
comics ended up. It's just like the Conan comics. It's always like Hellboy has to beat a big fucking monster, and then this is the next
Yeah.
one. It was just the same thing over and over and over again.
Oh.
Then eventually, like Hellboy leaves, and it just follows like Abe and
The
other guys.
agency,
The
yeah.
agency, yeah. Hellboy kind of does his own thing, but that's neither here nor there, man. Yeah. So, guys, you know what? Drop us a line and let us know what you thought about Pet Sematary. I'm really curious to
Yeah,
hear
please.
what how our listeners feel about it, and if you agree with me, Eugene, or Drew.
Or all three of us.
Yeah.
We're all three of us, and
Which is actually very possible.
you
Yeah.
could drop us a line at
territorialpodcast@gmail.com.
Woo, she got it.
Territorialcast on Twitter, Territorio on Facebook, Territorial Podcast on Instagram, and then we're on, the YouTubes and the Stitchers and
We're on the
Spotify's.
yeah
and
your
the-
favorite
everything.
podcast.
We're there.
Yeah, like, subscribe,
Tell your
fucking
friends.
give us a rating.
Yeah.
That'll help us
Rate
out,
us
guys.
highly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, tell your friends. And
This is episode 19, and I know I think I speak for both of you. I'm having a blast.
Oh, so am I.
Yeah, this is
think
a lot
we're
of
gonna be
fun. I hope
doing
you
this
guys
for a
enjoy
long
listening
time.
to us.
Yeah, our fans.
Yeah.
Our fans. Speaking of, I mean, I'm just finding out that we get like there's like we're known like in the community, which is pretty cool because there's like people who listen to us.
why?
What do you mean why?
Don't
I don't
listen to us.
And it's
Don't
it's
listen
more
to
than
us.
just like our friends.
It's
Oh.
more than
which-
it's blowing me away.
It's a really good. It is really
awesome.
blowing me
Yeah, I
away,
want to
yeah.
meet cool people.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, I didn't mention this last week, but I have to. When we were at the convention, one of our dear listeners, Julian, he was listening to one of our episodes and how I said it was bothering me that I did not have the complete set to the Twilight movies. So this motherfucker hands me a bag. And he said something. He's like, "Oh, it's those bootleg copies of Nosferatu." Whenever I open it, it's Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Yeah,
so,
Julian, thanks a lot. man.
I'm
Awesome,
so
awesome
happy.
guy.
So
Also,
that-
he's also like one of our biggest fans too.
yeah,
Our
he's
biggest
super.
supporters.
I
He's
fucking
awesome.
love Julian.
I used to.
And not only that, but like the first DVD has like a prop flower from Bella and Edward's wedding, and I just it's seriously the funniest thing. I was
Yeah,
just like
it was
dying
pretty awesome.
all
He's
day.
a pretty awesome guy.
And yeah, so
But yeah, guys, from the bottom of
Good
our
shit.
sick, twisted, dark, demented hearts, thank you for listening and sharing and supporting us.
or yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
good times.
love you guys.
Yeah.
I
Love you.
I'm,
So-
I tolerate you.
On that note, I'm Buck fixing the fuck.
I'm Eugene fixing the mean. I don't know.
Oh,
Next.
boy.
Oh, oh god, this is true. I don't
I'm
want-
Drew. Look at my boobs.
I was gonna say I'm Drew and I'm fixing to poo. You think poo jokes are funny.
Oh, man, you're going to clog the shitter. Well, guys, until next time, my name's Buck, and I'm fixing to fuck.
no,
No,
no.
why? Stop that shit.
No.